So this is just the second part of economics, and we'll look at the national economy. So when we refer to the national economy, we just refer to the country as a whole and how it's performing with their limited resources. So often you'll hear commentators and economists talking about the performance of Ireland's economy, how well it's doing with importing or exporting, or what employment is like. So some of the things that a country would like to have is most people, including myself, would like to have lower taxes so we don't have to pay so much to the government every month. And we'd also like to have new roads, bridges, schools, hospitals, so new infrastructure into the in the Irish economy. So it makes things easier. A better health service is key, to have good, effective schools and new roads to transport ourselves and goods around the country. We'd also like to see increased employment. So the more people in work, the better it is for everybody. We would also like to see increased social welfare payments. So that could be anything from an increased payment to people who are unemployed, increased payments to people who are on maternity leave, or increased payments to people that may have disabilities. Ideally, we'd have all of these things, but unfortunately, we can't have everything. So in order to have everything, we normally have to have higher taxes so we can have better roads and better infrastructure. Or if we have lower taxes, we probably won't have all the benefits. As we said previously, each country needs to make the best use of its limited resources. So in Ireland, we have limited resources in terms of the amount of people in the country, the amount of lakes, rivers, trees, whatever we use to produce goods and services, we have a limited amount within Ireland. A country or a government will choose which method to make the best use of its limited resources. This is what's known as the economic system. So again, you may hear of commentators and people talking about the economic system that may be within a country. The three different types of economic systems can be seen below. So the first one is free enterprise. This is where businesses and entrepreneurs make the big decisions. So that means that people or citizens or businesses can make decisions in relation to what goods or services they would like to produce. There's little interference from the government. So in these areas, there would be little taxes placed on companies. So if we think about what Donald Trump is doing in America in relation to how he was lowering taxes, reducing laws and legislations, that would be a big sign that America, it would be considered a free enterprise economic system. However, there are some countries where they like to have involvement from the government and also have involvement from entrepreneurs. So this is what we'd call a mixed economy. So some industries are controlled by the government while other parts are controlled by entrepreneurs. So there's good collaboration between both entrepreneurs, the citizens, and the government. So this is a shared approach between both in relation to the production of goods and services. Most citizens are allowed to set up their own business as they see fit. However, there are some industries within Ireland that would need help from the government. Often, this is things like public transport. So within Ireland, we have Dublin Bus, who provide bus travel within the city centre, while we also have a number of private bus companies that you can hire out yourself. So it's the mixture between the private bus that any citizen could own and rent out, while we also have Dublin Bus in the city centre, which is provided by the government. So that is why Ireland would be considered a mixed economy. However, there are some countries that are completely controlled by the government. So in that sense, they control all businesses and how goods and services are produced, where they are produced, when they are produced, and what quantity they are produced in. So this is what's known as a centrally planned economic system. An example of this system would be China, or maybe even North Korea, who are in the news a lot at the moment. So within these systems, pretty much all of the government, all decisions made for the country are made by the government. There is very little influence from what we call the private sector. So everything is run by the government. So in summary, we talked about a country's national economy and what they actually really want from their economy. Then the next part we talked about is what type of economic system they can use in their national economy. So what we saw was China, Ireland, and the United States of America all had a different economic system as to how they run their national economy. So your task now is to complete the worksheet that has been uploaded onto Schoology for the next class.